Good evening and welcome to Pittsburgh Paranormal's Chasing Prophecy Friday Night Live After Party with your hosts Sean Kelly and Jenny Nicasio. And here's your host, Sean and Jenny. Good evening and welcome to Chasing Prophecy Friday Night Live. I'm your host along with my buddy here, Sean Kelly.
Hey, Jenny, how are you tonight?
I'm okay, buddy? Sean.
I'm your buddy, huh? Buddy.
I'm okay, Sean. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we're having a really great week so far. Our new station, New Orleans FM 107.1, has been rocking. And I'm so happy to say that. We had some wonderful numbers. Last night, we had over almost 7,000 downloads, and there was almost 30,000 listeners on the live broadcast. So I'm so happy, Sean. And I think it was the best move we ever did, and I'm so happy that we did it.
Oh, yes, it is. When you showed me those numbers yesterday, I literally did the Irish jig.
Yeah, it's been really great. I'm really happy. It was a great show last night. I really liked Eric Wilder. He was very informative, and I learned a lot about New Orleans. And I have to say, I want to visit there. I want to go there someday, hopefully around Mardi Gras, maybe in 2026 when all this craziness in the world goes away.
Yeah,
but it's been a real run. I'm happy to say that I'm glad we did it, and I really like our producer. He's wonderful, yes. And it was a really good show. Do you want to give everybody a recap on last night's show?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to. We had Eric Wilder, and he was a fiction writer, and most of his books had to deal with New Orleans and the vampires and the ghosts and all kinds of the crazy stuff that happens down there. And I really enjoyed listening to him because he told us some, different names like Rougarou and some other names that he told us that the people in Louisiana have for these so-called creatures of the night. But what fascinated me the most, was when he talked about his friend staying at a hotel and they actually saw 3 slaves come right through their room. That was interesting. What do you think of that, Jen?
That was really cool. I have to say, I really like that. It was kind of bizarre that he saw those, actually he said did you see, they were apparitions and not physical mass. Is that right?
He said they were apparitions, but it was between an apparition and physical mass. Do you know what I mean? Like you could actually see the person, but it wasn't full body. It was like like a mist of some sort. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That still was, getting that. It's like fascinating. It's
it was really, 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 it was a cool show. I have to say, I mean, the whole show starting with, his hometown and everything and his grandma's story. And it's crazy. Joni, we still echoing? Mm-hmm. Oh, it was your phone. Okay. All right. That's cool. I'm glad it was your phone and not mine. I have mine on mute. Yeah. We were talking about the different mansions and how haunted they are. And the one was, what was the one? I can't pronounce. Delphine Leroy.
Leroy, something like that.
Leroy. If anybody knows how the right way to pronounce that. That was the one that was on American Horror Story with oh my God, what is her name? She was on Kathy Bates. Yeah, that was really cool. And we have a couple of things we're going to be sharing with you guys tonight. We have a lot sharing. We're going to do some screen sharing. But also the background that I'm in right now, if you can see the dungeon, is a vampire bar it's in New Orleans. I think it's on Bourbon Street, and I definitely it's a real vampire bar. It is a real vampire bar. So I'm going to share I'm going to share you guys a picture of, I think this is the one. Sean, is this the one? Yes. This is an actual picture of the dungeon, and this is the hallway that leads into the part of the bar that actually, what did they
Is
say?
that
They
the
actually,
first floor or the second floor?
this is, I think, the second floor, because you can see that this is the if you walk right here,
Okay.
and it goes into another part where they actually drink blood.
You know what? Real quick before you go on. So we were watching Criminal, not Criminal Minds, but something, and it was about vampires. No
Are you
shit.
kidding me?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I looked and turned to my mom and I said, "Holy crap, Mom, we talked about that today on the radio show."
Yeah.
I mean, if it's true, they're strange. But if
Yeah.
they're happy, let them be happy.
Yeah, if they're happy, let them be happy. Yeah, I mean, some people think they're vampires. Let them. You know, we talked about the psychic vampires on our one child. So, I mean, there are psychic vampires in that one. What We Do in the Shadows. It's a comedy, and there's a character that actually, yes, Mark, True Blood. They drink. You know what? That you see that True Blood is this dungeon, and that was Eric's bar. Actually, they had some pictures of his of the set in New Orleans, because it was filmed on location, and that bar, I think there's a actual part of the bar that they actually used in True Blood. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and they did that. So what else did we talk about in New Orleans for the vampires? And there was the werewolves. They talked about
those are the Rougarous.
the Rougarous. Joni,
Yeah.
you know the Rougarous. And there's some really cool things, and I want to share with you guys the Laurie Mansion. And can you see that, guys? Whoops. Can you see it? You can't see it yet? Okay, let me try it again.
There we go, son. There we go.
You see it?
Yep.
These are all different ones. You can go. This is a you can go on a tour in New Orleans. And these are actual pictures. And this is the inside over here. Can you see that one?
Mm-hmm.
That's the inside. And they used, I'm not sure if they actually were on location for American Horror Story. I know the outside was. I don't know about the inside. And here's my bedroom. Greenie Angela wanted to know if that was my bedroom last night. And here it is. It's a screensaver that I used. It's really cool. And this is the actual one I did the backdrop for. This one right here.
Okay.
And my desk was right over here. But it's good. Beautiful.
You're good.
It's really a beautiful, but it's haunted because she was an evil person. She did some really terrible things. And I think I have a screenshot, the real story. So why don't we listen? This is the real story this is a website. Can you see that? No. I didn't hit share. Let me hit stop. I'm not really good at this yet, but I'm getting there, guys. Takes a little practice.
I think you're doing awesome.
And I want to watch a quick. Here's the real story. Did it share that time? It's a little slow. It seems like it's a little behind. It's lagging for some reason. But let's go to the video. Oh no, not the portal of hell. Okay, we're gonna get to that. Wait, we're gonna get to the portal of hell. I'm having a hard time figuring out where it went to. I showed it to you and it was all ready. Let's see. No, where'd it go, Sean? I had it up and ready to go. Oh man.
Maybe it went to hell.
No, I don't think so. It was here.
That's funny. I'm
I
funny
want I
tonight.
want you guys to see this video if I can. Oh my God, how did I lose it? Whoops. It was right here waiting for us. Oh, here it is. Okay. So let's watch this little quick video. And it's on the LaLaurie Mansion, and it's really cool. So we're going to play that real quick.
You turn the voice up on it.
I can't. Can you see it?
I can see it.
That's wild. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Uh, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. That's all I could say. Is just pretty interesting.
Yeah. Do you have any equipment like they have?
No, we don't have that one with the little stick figure thingy.
You don't have that?
No.
It actually
No.
shows the body.
Yeah, but you know what? Those are on the fence with a lot of paranormal groups because they found some flaws in them. Some groups found flaws, other groups live and die by it. But no, we don't have one of those yet.
No, that's pretty cool.
They are tons of money too.
Yeah.
It was just too perfect.
Too perfect. Well, they said that they don't think that they don't think it's evil or really just residual hauntings.
Possibility. Oh yeah. There's probably a ton of it down there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think it's pretty awesome. There's a couple other things I had to share. Where is it? What about the? We'll wait till we get to the portal, the other one, the Devil's Playground. I thought that was pretty cool. Seems like it's the mansion. It seems like it's a beautiful. If she was as the virginal person that lived there was as bad as they say she was, maybe there is some evil, but they said there wasn't any evil presences. So,
well, they do want customers to come down and visit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's going to be a happy spirit down there. You won't know. Like, what mansion was it? It was the Myrtles mansion. Joe was telling us about the other day, yesterday. He said that sometimes you go down there and you got a bunch of happy ghosts, and then you go down there and there's a bunch of evil ghosts. You know what I mean? So, possibility that when they did do this little experiment, they were friendly ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's not they're not all friendly. I mean, well, then there's Casper,
My man, Casper. I like his uncles or his brothers. Who were they? Their brothers?
Wait, they said they couldn't hear the. Some people can't hear the audio. They couldn't hear the audio on YouTube, but they heard it on. I think they heard it on Facebook. I don't know.
Well, it's something to work on the next time.
Yeah, something to work on the next time.
You're doing great. You're doing good.
Hey, this isn't easy as it looks.
You need a producer, honey. You need a
well,
producer.
I don't. It's not that. It's just like sometimes if it just depends on the connection. We had a lot of rain, so
yeah,
I think that had something to do with it too.
possibility. Yeah, more than
Yeah,
likely.
more than likely.
Well, you do. You know more than I do.
So, what else did you find that was fascinating this last night? Anything that you
Um,
enjoyed that you
I
want to
was
talk about?
just where he got his ideas for his books. I did not know he lived in Oklahoma.
I thought he said he grew up in New Orleans, but
Hmm.
not directly in New Orleans, like 20 miles from it.
Have you ever heard of him before, Jen?
No. Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Do you plan on reading his books? Some of them.
I might read the ones about the vampires. I
Hmm.
like the vampires. I mean, I'm not really crazy about werewolves or
I
anything
am. I
like
love
that.
werewolves. Hmm.
I
Hey,
mean,
question. Let me ask you a question.
yes,
Okay. What fascinates you about vampires? You keep talking about them, and you like the stories, and
because
you
they're,
like the movies.
it's a bad boy. The Dracula guy. I don't know. I just think they're awesome. I mean, I love True Blood. I thought that was a really good. I mean, Charlene Harris's books were really good.
Hmm.
Um, I liked how she wrote in first person because she has like that mystery level about them. They're like
Okay.
mystery. So that's basically why I like her books because she does first person and it's makes when you write a book in first person, it's like you're there that you are the main character.
Hmm.
That's why I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always liked my mother. This is a story. My mom would catch me when I was 3 years old watching Dark Shadows, and I would
Ah.
have nightmares the next night. And so my mom had to call the station. It was on Channel
Hmm.
4,
I
WTAA in the
remember.
morning.
I do remember.
You remember? And
Yes, I do.
yeah, she wrote to the station like, "Why are you having a story about Dracula at 9 o'clock in the morning?" It was like it wasn't Dracula. It was Barnabas Collins. So that's the
Hmm.
difference between Barnabas Collins and
Correct.
Dracula. It's not the
Hmm.
same person. But recapping, because I don't want to make this an all night event. Recapping from the very first show that we had. So we started off with sleep paralysis.
Hmm.
That was our very first show.
That was a very good show too. Very
Yeah.
good.
And what did you find? What did you learn from that one?
Um, that there's still a fine line between sleep paralysis and the old hag theory. If you're a scientist, it's paralysis. If you're into the spiritual world, into the paranormal, then it's the old hag. I personally lean toward the old hag more than I do go to the paralysis.
So,
The,
well, if for somebody who doesn't really know about the old hag, what is the old hag?
the old hag is when you get a spirit that just sits on your body when you're sleeping and you can't move, and she's looking at you, and you try to scream and you try to yell for help, and you're like a ton of fear going on. You're looking at this thing, looking at you, and it's ugly, and you just can't um, get rid of it.
Hmm.
Where that's the old hag. It's the same thing as sleep paralysis.
It's the same. Well, it's the same. Basically, the same idea of you can't
Hmm.
move, right? So
Right.
some people see shadow people, and some people see the old hag. So basically, that's the difference then.
Hmm. Basically, yeah.
Hmm.
What do you
Um,
think?
I still think they're aliens.
Okay.
I still think they're aliens. I don't know. There's too many research paper and documentation that these people see the same identical thing, a gray type characters hovering above your bed
Hmm.
and you can't move. Well, all those stories about people who have been abducted by aliens and they're on a table and these creatures are looking down at them. It's the same thing.
Hmm.
So that's
Okay.
basically what I think it is. And I don't know about anybody else listening, and I can't find our chat. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to see if anybody's, yeah. Joni, you remember Dark Shadows. Okay, that's so anybody out there, anybody listening in TV, you
TV land.
Facebook,
Okay.
anything about sleep paralysis? Anybody ever experience it that want to put their 2 cents in? I think I don't know. I think it's pretty cool, but you know,
Oh,
well,
okay. So you were saying about how people are laying on the slab and they have all these great creatures looking down
no,
at
they're
them.
not laying on a slab. They're laying on a table,
Oh, well,
like a surgical table, because these creatures are experimenting on them
could
somehow.
could they have a dream? Could they be dreaming that?
I'm sure they could be. Yeah, that's what
Uh,
they say. It's in part of their REM. It's
Okay.
in part of REM.
So are they really abducted?
Well, we don't know. That's why Brian Sharpless was discussing that, and we have to have him back on the show because he's really good, and
Hmm.
he wants to come back on the show because he's
Good.
done a number of different research papers on sleep paralysis and how some of them actually coincide with alien abductions.
Okay.
And a lot of people think they were abducted by aliens, and that's exactly what our other guest we had on the show a couple weeks ago. She and Jason and Sophie thought that they were abducted by aliens.
Oh
So
yeah, the one girl from Ireland, wasn't she?
yes,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, she thinks she was abducted by aliens,
Okay.
and that's why I said Brian Sharpless wants to come back on the show because he's done research papers and have them published, and he's a clinical psychologist, and he said that these same people have the same experiences, and it's it's kind of odd that they all have the same experiences. You just can't brush it off as sleep
True.
paralysis.
True.
You just can't brush it off and say, "Oh, I'm crazy." I talked to, I mean, these aliens abducted me and they're doing weird things to me in my bedroom at night. When there's like hundreds and thousands of people having the same identical dream.
Mm.
I mean, they're
Well,
not saying it's an old hag. They're saying it's this creature that looks like a gray type EBE in a extraterrestrial biological entity hanging over their beds.
hmm. You
And
know what? To be
some of them
honest,
actually feel like they're raising up into the air. They're just not
hmm,
staying there. So when you say it's an old hag, now does this
hmm,
person look like a hag, like an old
yeah,
woman?
really ugly. Honest to
Well, it
God,
depends. I believe you. I mean, unless the whatever it is, the entity is transforming itself into this ugly hag. Or
possibility it
there's
could.
just basically some kind of sleep paralysis or sleep apnea that's cutting off the oxygen to the brain. That could be it too.
All I know is what I saw that was on top of me was very, very ugly and stinky and
You sure
smelly.
there wasn't someone like, was it a date? Were you out with this person? Was it after 2 a.m. after a couple
No,
of
no,
drinks?
no. I'm in bed by 10:30. Come on.
So how long ago was this? I mean, is this something that happens all the time or is this just once in a while?
You know what? When I was going through a divorce and when I was going through a lot of stress at work about 7, 8 years ago, I had them frequently. But things seemed to calm down some when my life started to level out a little bit. I haven't had
Mm.
one in 8 years. So knock on
Well,
wood.
that's good. You haven't had one in late
Hmm.
years. I mean,
Yeah.
do you think it had something to do with alcohol? Well, you said
Um,
you haven't had a drink in 30 years, so.
30 years. Yeah. Nah,
What about medication? Were you on any kind of
no
antidepressants,
medication.
any kind of
Nothing.
opiates? Nothing.
Nope. Nothing.
Hmm. Well, that's good to know. Anything else? Well, I'm trying to think of all the shows we had. So going back to sleep paralysis, and we had author Dave Bear on the show talking about conspiracy theories. Ah,
Nah, that was a good show.
that was a good show, and we learned a lot about. Although there was no, he said something was going to happen July 3rd, and nothing ever happened on July 3rd.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know.
Now
I
they're
was.
saying now they're saying September 4th. So I don't know. And he talked
September.
about QAnon and I've been following Q, and I've been getting a lot of harassment from some people that say I'm crazy because I follow Q, and I've been following Indoctrination with David Snideker, and actually this past week we didn't talk about it. This last Saturday, I was at a Trump. Well, it really wasn't a Trump rally. It was the Republican committee. It's opening day, and
Hmm.
I met that Vincent Fusca.
Oh, the dude that looks like JFK
JF
is supposed to
Kennedy.
be. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I met him,
Okay.
and I wish I had. I was going to see if I can find him. If I leave here, you can still see everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pull up Vincent Fusca on YouTube, and
Yeah.
so
I saw that picture and it was like really cool.
let me show you. We're going to play a quick video on that if I can find it. Here's a real short one. This is a real. Let me see. Let's see. People think he is Oops. Let me. I'm gonna. We have to go through the commercial. So sorry. Okay. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna stop it right here, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. Okay. Are you okay with that, Sean?
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I enjoy your shows.
Okay, that's what he was telling us about, and that's who I saw at the Republican opening day. Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, it was. But when you first looked at him and you shook his hand and said hi, how did you feel? Did you have an inkling it could be him?
Well, he was in disguise, and there was you could see some stuff on him, like it was paint, like you can tell like Halloween makeup, and you could see the wig. He was
Hmm.
definitely wearing a wig, and you could tell that he was in disguise. There was even some like stuff on his makeup on his face,
Okay.
so it was pretty
Would,
crazy.
did he have the same type of, because Junior was a very classy person. Was this guy a nice, classy
No,
person?
he was very nice. I mean, he took pictures for me. He took out because I didn't have my phone. I always have my phone with me, and I didn't have my phone. And he goes, "Oh, no problem. Let me help you." So he takes out his phone, and it wasn't no little phone. It was you could tell it was a lot of money. It was an expensive phone,
Okay.
and it was pretty crazy.
Hmm.
Do you need to
That
go? You
that
haven't.
would. What's that?
I said, "You need to go. Is there something wrong?"
No, I got two little brats out on the street that are playing on the roller skates. And
Yeah, I
I'm
can
like,
really hear them.
can you hear them?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody
I'm
else
like,
could too.
ridiculous, ridiculous. They have no
Ridiculous.
respect, no respect. Nah.
Yeah, it was so the guy you could tell that it was kind of strange that I saw him because I've been doing a lot of research on this dude. And when
Hmm.
I saw him, I was like, "Oh my God, is that Vincent Fusca?" I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's here."
Uh huh.
And so he took out this really nice phone. And so a gentleman offered to take some pictures because I always have my phone, and I didn't have my phone that day. It was kind of crazy. So he had the guy take the pictures, and he told me to put my contact in. So I put my name, my number, and he right away he sent them to me.
Really
I was
cool.
yeah, so I'm in his contact. So if it is JFK,
Ah, maybe you
I'm in
get
his
lucky
contact.
there, huh?
I'll give you yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, I know it's a conspiracy theory because that's what we talk about too. But it was really cool.
Isn't he from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, this guy, but on his Facebook page, he said he went to, Brown University. He's the same age as JFK. He went to New York University, but it's all over the internet. It's been going on since 2017. So I don't know.
Maybe, maybe we can get him as a guest, huh?
I, I don't know. You can try.
Well,
I asked him. I went right up to him. I said, "Do you know everybody thinks you're JFK Jr.?" And he's good. Let him think that. And then I go, "Well, are you JFK Jr.?" And he didn't say anything. He smiled. He said,
Mhm.
"No." And then he winked. So I don't know. He's probably playing. They're probably just playing games, but
Hmm.
it was really cool. And what else did Dave Barrett talk about? Because he talked about so much stuff. Oh,
Oh, he was all over the place with stuff. Didn't we talk about you were talking about the freezers? Something about
oh, Wayfair. Yeah,
yeah.
that's another conspiracy he was talking about. On Wayfair and Amazon and Estes that they have these big like big storage units that are like they were selling for $10,000, and each one had a name attached to it, and the name that it was attached to it was a missing child
Well,
that was
yeah,
being.
that was interesting because you told me to read up on it, and I did, and I had to read the articles. I mean, I read like three or four articles about it. Okay, and it was kind of confusing, but it got me thinking. It got me thinking on that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just, what do you think of this stuff that's going on in Hollywood right now with
You mean the one
everybody leaving?
oh because they're they're supposedly involved with that Epstein character.
Okay.
Uh, one of them is Tom Hanks, and
Hmm.
apparently there's this Twitter going around. Let me look it up for you. That he with the glove, and there's a saying on the glove that is associated with this Russian website that it's like a Google. let me and the whole conspiracy with Tom Hanks is he's involved somehow, and he went to Greece
Hmm.
to be, and he's a citizen there, so he found refuge there. But let me pull it up. Tom
Well,
Hanks.
if he was a bad person and he portrayed Mr. Rogers, that's not a good deal because Mr. Rogers was a good man. You know?
Yeah, well, it's just acting, right?
Yeah, but still, it's Mr. Rogers.
Let me see. Epstein. He's associated with him, they said. I have next week's photo of sinister building. Okay, where is it? The glove thing. I hope he's not involved in any of that.
I hope not either. He's a good dude.
Tom Hanks on Hollywood tipping point over sexual misconduct. It's about the glove? Wait, here's it is. They say he's obsessed with gloves. That just doesn't sound right. That he's obsessed with them. You know. Here's a good one. Here, I'm gonna Ellen. She's involved in all that. They said because her name was attached to the Wayfair.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Well, let me show you this one. Yeah, her name was attached to it. The Wayfair,
Hmm.
um, the storage units. Okay, here we go. And of course, it's shaking.
That's crazy. Mm.
Crazy, huh?
Mm. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So
I don't
that's,
even know what goes in people's minds is like insane. Honest to God, I just don't
well, we
understand.
don't know if it's real. It's a conspiracy. So,
Hmm.
but then after that, in June, we had Kecksburg crash, and that was.
I have no doubt that was a UFO.
You think it is?
Yeah, I do believe. And the USAF, U.S. United States Air Force, launched it and it landed there. I believe that
The
with all my
U.S.
heart.
Wait a minute. Wait, you confuse me. You think it's you think it's a UFO,
Yeah, but I
but you
think
said that the Air Force launched it.
they stole it off of Germany. It was one of the, I'm sorry, it was one of the Germany deals where Germany made these things. Okay,
Okay, so
well,
it's not a UFO then.
no, it was what Germany made. We stole it, and I guess they wanted to launch it and see what it actually does, and it ended up
So
at
it's not
Kecksburg.
a UFO. The
No,
Germans made it. Yeah,
Germans made
because
it.
that one paper that John Ventry sent, um, it was the Air Force dude said it was the symbols on the craft were American.
Hmm.
It was a symbol for some kind of. It was an Air Force symbol. So that was totally. Yeah, I don't think it was a UFO either. I never did, but
Sure got
apparently
publicity.
apparently Stan Gordon thinks it is. And we also it was interesting how they talked about it.
Yes.
It was a bit. It is a cool thing to happen, but I don't believe it's a UFO either. And then we had zombies, COVID, a virus, an apocalyptic author Jackie Drew was talking about COVID and how the virus that we have now is nothing. It's not the apocalyptic virus that ends all people. So that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
I enjoyed her show.
Yes.
And then we had an evening with your show, with your crew,
Hmm.
talking paranormal investigations. That was really cool. And
Hmm.
the most haunted places in Pittsburgh. What were they again?
Oh Lord, Carnegie Library in Homestead.
So you think that's the most haunted?
Um, yeah, that
Did
and there that on the north side. Okay, it was a um, for college like a fraternity, and it was an old house, and the fraternity owned it, and then it became a bar. But that that house was really haunted. Anywhere down on the north side is haunted. The
Mhm.
Mexican War streets, the old houses down there are definitely old and very haunted.
And then I really enjoyed speaking with Kara Obley. In fact, we're trying to um, get together to have a psychic. She called it. I wish she was listening. Let me see if she's even Kara Obley because I try to call her. She wants to have. She wants to have. It's called a. What does she call it?
Psychic fair?
Yeah, it's like a psychic fair. It's like she wants to partner with someone to have a group, not a group reading. It's more like a gallery.
Oh, okay. Where you pick 20 people and then she reads you?
Yeah, I think that's what she wants to do, and we want to have it
Okay.
at my brother's place, Nicasio Fields, and so we're trying to get people together who would be interested. If there's anybody out there that wants to, that's local, who wants to be involved in this, it would be about 2.5 hours. So you can actually post on my Facebook page if you are interested, and that would be awesome. And so Carol she's pretty accurate. I believe she's pretty accurate.
Yes. Very, very.
My one friend had her personal reading, and she said she was really on the number.
Hmm.
So I think she was really interesting. And then we have what else did we do?
Mm.
Wait a minute, let me see. And then we had Stan Gordon come back and talk about Bigfoot, which is I like talking about Bigfoot and cryptic creatures, and he believes that this area, the Chestnut Ridge, is very popular for Bigfoot and creatures of the night.
What I like about what he had to say, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, maybe you do, but every time people would see a Bigfoot, you know how they disappear real quick. And he thinks, and I think, that it's interdimensional, where like they go into a portal. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yes,
extra lives.
yeah, because I was watching 411, missing 411, and that's the Paul David Paul's stories about he was a detective, police detective, and he would investigate missing people, and he come to the conclusion that it's something paranormal,
Right.
and it's not just a serial killer that does these things, and he believes that these interdimensional creatures that they are seen and then they're not seen, they
Hmm.
disappear. So yeah, definitely I think they're interdimensional.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. And that was a really good show we had, and then we had what else was
All our
it?
shows were good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that we caught John Bentry, and we caught the EVP. That was
Yeah. That was good.
I like that one, and he talked about his demonic experiences, and
Demons and angels.
he believes that they are a lot. He believes that extraterrestrials are demons, which is really
Mm.
fascinating.
Yeah, it is fascinating, but I'd have to read into it more. But you know me, Jen. You know, I've told you many a times, I don't understand what I read. You know what I mean? In order for me to understand something, I actually have to see it with my own eyes, okay? Or watch a movie of it. And that's the only way I can learn. It's hard for me to read. And so I learn by watching stuff, watching movies, clips, and stuff like
And
that, and
you
hearing
have
things.
problems with reading comprehension.
Oh, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I start a book, I do 3 pages and then go to the middle for one and finish the end. That's how I am. I swear, if I wrote a book, it'd be 10 pages
Well,
long.
when I write a book, I like I said, like I've told you before, it's like I'm watching an old fashioned camera, and I'm watching it, and that's how I write.
That is so cool.
That's
I wish I had your gift. I really do.
that's how I write. Like I'm watching a movie
Hmm.
and play it out in my head like that. What else we got here? And then we have the psychic medium. Joyce Keller came back on the show, and she was awesome.
Hmm.
She was pretty good, accurate with people, and I like to have her back someday. And I think it was a good. And then we had the alien abductions.
Yes, that
I didn't.
that
I
was an interesting story. That was an interesting show.
Yeah, I'm not
That
so sure.
was
Like I believe which the one, but the one from the UK, I'm not sure.
right.
I think some of hers is way out there. And
Yeah.
then we had the Forbidden Knowledge News and talking about more conspiracies, and he believes in the deep state, and he thinks the rich and the powerful are controlling the
Oh
government.
wow,
And
that was intense, man. I
yeah,
didn't know. I mean, they took it back. How many bloodlines? How
oh,
many? Many.
Rockefellers, and he said that they are. The George Soros is nothing compared to some of these
Hmm.
elite. He believes that they were um, way back. It's the bloodline that's inherited. Like that's the
I mean,
Luminari.
that's now if you had a bloodline of that dude from Scotland that kicked England's butt, right? Is that going to make you some fierce warrior? Do you know what I mean? Know where
Uh,
I'm getting at with this?
yeah, I don't know if I believe all that. I mean, I believe that. Yeah, the Rockefellers were very, very powerful people, and you saw what happened to the Rockefeller baby, the one that was kidnapped. And if they were
Yes,
so powerful, why did they let their baby get kidnapped?
exactly.
The way I see it.
Hmm.
What I really liked the episode with the manifesting money. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but in this time, in this what was going on out there, people hanging on to their jobs, but everything seems like it's turning around. I
Yes.
mean, it would be great if you could manifest money or manifest anything in your life. That would be, I think you can, if you think positive, you can
Right.
manifest anything. It's just the power. It's like Norman Pearl's book, Positive Thinking. The
Hmm.
power of positive thinking. You can manifest anything. But I do believe that if you want something, you should think in your head that you already have it
Right.
and you will get it. So that's what I think. Let's see. I just wanted to go up. I think there was no way lead up to where we were. Right up into the hauntings and mystical New Orleans. So we have a lot of good shows coming up. Like next week, we have a young man that believes that something happened to him, and we'll talk to him about that. And some, it's open mic. Did you get anybody for next week?
Yes, I did.
Good. So you have to
Yes,
let
I
me
did.
know. And then we have after that we have. I'll tell you in a second. We have a pretty good show lined up. The one I can't wait for is Mothman.
Yeah. What day is that?
Mothman is October 22nd.
22nd. Okay.
Yeah. We have two people one is from the museum in Pleasantville, and we have one that grew up with Mothman. And then next week we have Joy Lane, and she believes in creatures of the like outside, like mystical creatures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Awesome.
fairies, and then we have Terry Lynch. She's a MUFON, and she's going to talk about MUFON and about the most popular UFO sightings around
Hmm.
the globe. And then we have Joy Plu coming back talking about the Antichrist, which is I find talking about the Antichrist fascinating.
Why's
Um,
that?
I don't know. I just think everybody wants to know what's going to happen at the end of the world and how it's all going to end, and are we leading up to the ends of times? I think we are with everything that's going on right now. I think definitely with all this craziness out there with the rioting and the plague, and yeah, definitely. I find it very fascinating to talk about the Antichrist because I would like to know who it is.
Hmm. Who, do you have any ideas?
Oh, do you?
I. That's for another show, honey. Yeah, I do. I
So
do.
who do
I
you think the Antichrist is?
honest to Pete, Nancy Pelosi. Honest to God, Nancy Pelosi. Sorry for all you Democrats out there, but I believe she's the anti her or the goofy one that went to trial to impeach Trump. The bald headed dude,
Oh,
Adam Schiff. Yeah.
Adam Schiff. Yeah, he looks like
Sorry, Democrats. Sorry.
he
That's
seems.
how I feel. I
Yeah,
really did at one time.
really.
Yeah, because it was just like all odd. It just, I don't know. Who do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if he's even born yet.
Hmm.
I don't know. Oh, well, what about the asteroid that's there's an asteroid coming.
Yeah,
They said on election day.
that'd definitely be the end of the world, huh? That would be. But
Yeah,
that, but then again, there's another. That's another story, to take you away from the election. And
that's
I,
another
I
distraction. They were supposed to
yeah,
be.
another one.
They were calling it Project Blue Beam. That they're going to have a fake alien invasion.
Yeah, who
They were.
told us that one? Who told us that one? Wasn't that? I remember we had him on the show and he talked about it. Was that Dave Barra?
Might have been we didn't have his brother on, but it might have been his brother that mentioned it to his brother. They were going to use Project Blue Beam to, what Project Blue Beam is? It's like this hologramic. People see angels in the sky. They see UFOs, and they're made by this. I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese. It's called Project Blue Beam, where they actually beam hologram that looks like it's real, and they were going to
Hmm.
have this huge mothership come.
Yeah, and that's why they were preparing us with the COVID, like keeping everybody in the house. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
you don't know.
well, you know what? If you look at that, it's like the that what I don't know what year George Olson's War of the Worlds.
Yeah,
You know, could it be like they're trying to replay that again, but with 21st century, 20 what with all the knowledge that we have in electronics, it's possible.
maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff coming up, but especially with this whole election. It's stirring up a lot of stuff, and I don't know if you saw Ron Paul, what they did, these rioters did to Ron
Oh
Paul.
my God, yes I did. Yes I did. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's insane. Come on.
he truly
And
believes that they're being paid. They're paid rioters.
I have no doubt in my mind. I mean, I watched some clips where before when it first started out that they were finding pallets of bricks on the street. I mean,
Well,
who put them?
they're coming into the suburbs. That's what people are afraid of.
Hmm.
And then even with this, and there's all this, even this child trafficking stuff that they're talking about. Apparently there was like 30 children that were found in Georgia, and the news isn't talking about it.
I
And
never heard about that,
there's
hon.
these explosions of these underground tunnels going through the south. And if you heard, it sounds like thunder, and they're actually they're I'm not sure who's blowing them up, but the FBI or somebody. But they got 30 children from Georgia
Wow.
that were being going to be sold for
Wow.
yeah. And they're not talking about, that's what I don't understand. The news isn't talking about the child trafficking at all. They're not talking about it.
Do you know I was watching that asshole David Muir tonight? Okay. And, they were talking about how the kid who shot the two people who were, the guy up in Wisconsin, I think it was, where he shot two protesters because they were
Yeah,
attacking
but
him.
they send him back to where he lives. They should have kept him
Yeah.
here.
But you know what? It's crazy because I saw pictures and the one of the people who were attacking that young man had a gun in his hand. You know
I
what I
know.
mean? They're just destroying our First and Second Amendments.
Well, they're gonna get to the bottom of it because they think they're paid protesters and somebody's paying them. So we have to find out who's doing it. And I'm sure they're gonna tell because these are young kids.
Right,
So if they are
exactly.
being paid, they're gonna be told. Yeah, definitely. But I think we're gonna call it a night. We did an hour. I'm a little tired tonight, so
Yeah, I could tell you're not really spunky. Sorry.
busy lady, busy. Yeah, so I mean,
But
I
I
could tell.
but I
It's,
do want to say something to our listeners out there and our friends. There's going to be a very big surprise October 2nd. So just get ready for October
we
2nd.
can't tell them.
No, we can't. It's going to be
You
a
just make sure
surprise.
you have some battery chargers
I have a ton of battery chargers.
for your phone. You better have a backup phone because that's going to be like we're going to have two cameras, aren't we? Going to have two phones going?
I hope so. I
Okay,
can do that, I
we
think.
can. I can only get pulling three guests.
Okay.
Me and two other people. So
Okay. We
that'll
can.
be fun.
Oh, yes, it will be so
We can
good.
go later that night. I'll take a nap.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. But come October 2nd, everybody, nice surprise.
I know. I'm excited. All right, guys. We'll
All
see you
right.
later. Make sure you listen to us live on United Public Radio. There's a link there to watch us live. I think there's two actual ways that you can watch us live. Actually, three. You can watch me do the live stream, or you can listen on United Public Radio. There's a link to listen live, and he also has a YouTube video, so you can listen live. And like I said, next week is all paranormal open
Mm-hmm.
mic. So if you want to be a guest on the show, if you have something to tell us scary. Oh, by the way, if you have a scary, real, true life scary story that you want me to or Sean to read on the show on Friday Night Live, send it to the email. I posted it, chasingprophecyradio@gmail.com. I mean, just if you something happened to you, write it down. Try to be a little bit, use a little bit of grammar so I can read it and understand it. Okay. Make it like 5 minutes or something. We'll read your story, what happened to you, something creepy or something that you've seen or an encounter that you want to share, and we'll read
Hmm.
it to you guys. All right. Well,
Uh,
enjoy your weekend. And it was
yep.
great to be here tonight. And thanks again for tuning in. Have a great
Good
night.
night, everybody.
See you later, Sean.
Bye, Jen. Bye
Bye.
bye.